Bill Otto is on the phone with us, presented as always, as all of our interview segments are, by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Which end of the horse are you again?
Well, it's up for grabs right now.
Okay.
It's 50-50. Good morning.
When was the last time you got up at this hour of the day?
Well, I've never recovered from my 4.5 years of Indiana in the morning. So I still am an early riser.
Yeah.
I get the day started early, but no problem. This is wonderful.
Some people get up before breakfast after they retire. Some people wait until after lunch, and you're one of the before breakfast people, huh?
I'm a before one, yeah, I do. Why waste it? It's a good time of the day.
Sure, it's the best time of the day. So every morning, I am assuming you climb up into that dusty old attic?
Well, I can't get out of here. I've been in quarantine up here for about 6 weeks now, and but it's given me a lot of time to look through these boxes and find some pretty good music, different music.
Yeah. Well, 31 years of the Oldies Attic, and your big anniversary show's tomorrow, huh?
31 years. Yeah, we began May 6th of 1989, and we're still here. Still here.
Well, I remember talking to you last year in advance of your anniversary program, and 30 years is a big milestone. It's one of those decade years.
Yes.
But in this past year, I'm sure that there have been some pretty cool highlights.
Well, we just continue to plug along. We call it virus-free oldies now, is what we do on Saturday mornings. But it's been a real trip for 31 years. The past year, of course, we had a big turkey-thon this past year, and just continue to play just a lot of memories. We had a great group of guys in the attic, early March, at the local artists. We had them all assembled right before everything was shut down. Mm-hmm. We heard their music and had an interview with them. We spent a whole hour with these folks, and it was just a terrific program. I think my highlight of the year.
Oh, yeah. Wow. And so recently, too. And I know that it's been difficult for a lot of people. And Oldies Attic is one of those constants that we look forward to because we know Bill's always going to be there.
Well, I think, after doing it for a couple of years, it was in the early 90s, people say, it's just something now. I turn the radio on, I go about my business in the kitchen, or one guy said, I throw open the garage door and do some work and have the oldies blaring, and it's just, like you said, it's a constant. It's 1,612 shows, by the way, is tomorrow, number 1612. I've done all but one. And the great trivia question is, who did that one?
I don't know. Who might that have been?
It was you, of course. But yeah, so there's 1,612 programs in the Oldies Attic. We're very lonely up here in the attic. That's 4,830 hours in the Oldies Attic. By all estimates, and pretty good ones, 67,704 songs.
Oh.
And that equates to 162,489 minutes of music. Did you get all that?
I did. And 17 million prizes you've given away.
We're closing in on 18 million. There was a day that I gave more pizzas away than some of these pizza dealers are giving away now to the nurses. But it's been fun to talk to all the folks and everything. 31 years ago, you figured George H.W. Bush was the president.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift was born the year that we started this thing.
Really?
So, and Al Gore invented the World Wide Web. That came about in 1989.
You mean the one that's busted today?
Pardon me?
The one that's busted today?
That's the one. It has a glitch, and Berlin Wall came down that year. So we've been around a long time. The hair coloring has changed. But, the music, it's funny. The program has evolved. When we first started, it was 50s and 60s. Mm-hmm. But now you think a song from 1975, do the math. That's 45 years ago.
Yeah.
It's an oldie.
Yeah. And I always have wondered, should we reclassify songs then? And find a new name for what were oldies when you started the program, or some other name for what now would be in that category?
Anything from 70 up could be an oldies, and prior to that, I guess, there's the ancient attic, from under there. It's just so long ago. I remember April 14th was my first day on radio. It was near Pittsburgh, and I was playing oldies. They were 2 years old. Some were 1 year old, some were 2 years old, because Clark Race was at KDKA and Porky Cheddarville, and these songs were just a couple of years old. These were the oldies.
Those were the oldies.
Fortunately, I still have them. I didn't let my mother throw them out.
Well, yeah, along with your baseball cards.
She did that.
Did she? Mine did too.
Yes.
What treasures they were. But speaking of treasures, down through the years, of course, you've talked to some really big stars on the Oldies Attic. You've had great interview segments, I know, and just as much you've enjoyed talking with everyday folks from around here.
Oh, yeah. It's a great interaction program because people have their own special memories. You play a song from 1967, invariably you hear, I graduated from high school that year, I was at IUP that year, or I got married. You hear a lot of that. And I think in this day and age, it gives 3 hours, just like a radio oasis. You have a chance to just go back to a better time while you go about your Saturday morning. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I bet you those milestone shows are really something like Valentine's Day shows and things of those nature. When you get to the holiday type shows, those sorts of things, those have to be good for folks because they remember the first time they heard it, maybe on Oldies Attic too.
Well, that could be, and I know, and without giving any names, there was a young lady that was born the first day that the Oldies Attic was on the air, and her mother or one of the relatives called in and said, born today. And last year, I got a call from her saying, I'm now 30 years old.
Wow.
Wow.
It was your birthday and hers. You were both celebrating a birthday that day.
Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, mine is a few more numbers than hers, but it was just kind of a fun thing to hear something like that.
Oh, yeah.
But, people do requests. It's funny, the requests that I get are generally the stuff from the late 50s when these people went to dances and, they were in junior high school. And I rarely get them from the 70s, although we have incorporated the 70s music in with the oldies and or ancient attic music file. So I'm glad we had some other boxes up here to find some of that.
What are some of the highlights we're going to look forward to for tomorrow?
Well, I think we're just going to go through it. We're going to talk about 1989. We're also going to talk about Mother's Day because it's a big weekend for moms. So we're going to have that. We'll talk about some other things from 1989 and just kind of reminisce a bit along with the music. So we're going to have a fun 3 hours from 9 to noon.
Yeah, probably in 1989 you were also celebrating the fact that it was 10 years since the Pirates had won the World Series, and you're still waiting.
Still waiting for another. I'm just waiting for them to threaten to win the World Series, so it's been that long.
Yeah.
Wow. And I heard your sports in a minute. Aren't you glad it wasn't a sports in 2 minutes?
Oh, my goodness.
Because you wouldn't have had enough to fill it.
I'm telling you. It's been rough.
What does Jack do these days?
Jack, evidently he sleeps in a lot because there's not a whole lot for him to do with us here either. But down through the years, you've had some great partners here on the Oldies Attic, and I know that you have had some really wonderful help to get through the program, and there's a lady living with you that helps a lot too. Oh,
she's been pretty well. You hear the voice on rare occasion, but she puts up with all the music that plays, and she's the biggest fan of the Attic, I think, or certainly in the top 10 anyway. We can go with that. But we started way back. David Goss was our first engineer that ran the thing, and then we had Julie Polina, and we had Mark Hilliard for many years, and Randy Thorne, and of course Josh Widdison producing it now, and a lot of other folks that just a week here and a week there and that sort of thing. But we bet those folks are getting older too. All of a sudden,
everyone but you. You did you grow a mustache for this?
I didn't grow a mustache, but I came across a picture from 1989. It's on the back of it, and I'm looking at it now, and I have this big cheesy Pancho Villa mustache going and it was dark along with the hair, so that's old.
I was just guessing that you had a mustache back then, but
I did. And I don't know why.
You look just like Magnum P.I.
In a way, but the shorts never got that short on me. I just wore longer shorts, but I had a big cheesy thick. It was, and the only reason I shaved it off is because I couldn't keep up with the gray hairs, plucking them out, so I shaved it off.
Bill Otto's Oldies Attic, number 31, season number 31. Wow.
Program 1612.
6 to 9, or 6. I was putting you on the air at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. 9 o'clock
please.
tomorrow morning. How's that instead?
I'll get up early for you, but not for that.
Bill, thanks for spending some time with us today.
Thank you so much. Talk to everybody in the morning.
There you go. Bill Otto on the Oldies Attic. That's happening tomorrow right here on AM 1160 WCCS and 101.1 F 101.1.